Hi, my name is Monis Khan and welcome to the latest episode of Colored Commentary. Today we're in my hometown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we'll be speaking with two musicians who are putting this city on the map. Rapper Webster X and producer Q the Sun have been making music with an 8-person ensemble called Age Narcissism. Today, they're here premiering a new EP they're releasing called Who Is Kid X? Before the listening party tonight, we're gonna chat with them about growing up in Wisconsin and their aspirations for the future.
Keep the magic in upon my hands, young.
Being from Wisconsin is like clearly a real big part of the story you guys are trying to tell. I grew up in Wisconsin too, and we grew up after 9/11 and during 9/11 and stuff like that. And I was just wondering, what was that like? Was it a challenge for you guys?
I grew up predominantly on the north side of Milwaukee, but then I went to suburban schools. Being Muslim after 9/11, I never wanted to tell any of my friends I was Muslim, so I always played like, yeah, I celebrate Christmas or Easter, whatever it is, and try to blend in with those type of things, just so because I was so insecure.
Yeah, I would say Wisconsin is definitely my home, but there's a big part of me that feels like, like the man with no country, you know what I'm saying? Like, in India, I'm an American, and in America, I'm an Indian type thing. So I think that's been like a big part of my misfit identity.
Like Q said, like the man with no country is a very true thing to me too, because when I went back to Ethiopia in like 2006, when I was like 15 years old, like all my cousins are like speaking 6 different languages, like Arabic, Amharic, Somali, all that stuff. So I come in there like kind of feeling basic, and that's where all my insecurities drew from growing up. It was so hard because I was only into like, things that they probably wouldn't even know it was, and they would kind of just be like, oh, okay, Sammy, like that's nice, but they really be like, what do you really want to do?
I saw this vision on the frequent.
I'm just wondering, was it hard convincing your parents to like get off your back or to support you?
I studied classical piano from like a small age. My parents always knew that I had a talent, and they encouraged it. They came to my performances and all that, but it was like after college, when I knew that I wanted to pursue music, it was like this really big struggle. It kind of took me most of my 20s to kind of feel like I was satisfying my parents and my extended family too. It's like a big thing.
That's the thing too, is I feel like my parents also had that surrounding in Milwaukee of everybody else telling their kids to go out and do like the professional, like be a dentist, doctor. It was all about independence. That's what my dad raised me on, to be able to not have to reach out so much for other people, rely on people, because he kind of taught me that, you can't really rely on people in this life. And everything that my father and my mother instilled in me, so that's what's got me very far. It's just a very complex world that I came up in, and same for Q, because that's where,
I think he said something
multiple
areas
areas
too about like when saying with his dad, like my parents didn't really get, being immigrants, what it really means to be like part of a community in this country. And like for me, music has built my whole community. That's helped me feel that security, that like in a different way than like my parents' definition of security.
Wow.
There's a large movement of Black Lives Matter in the city. You guys are both working in the community, working with young kids from like more disadvantaged backgrounds and stuff like that. What are your thoughts about like what's happening with Dondre Hamilton?
Hamilton was shot and killed by a police officer in Red Arrow Park.
The rallies over the shooting death of Dondre Hamilton by a Milwaukee police officer is gaining now national attention.
Do you feel like it was a rare, tragic situation that happened to Dondre Hamilton, or do you feel like it's more indicative of something systemic in the city?
I don't know. These things have been happening for a long time.
And the standard,
and way worse than this. Way worse than this.
At the end of the day, the thing that happened with Dondre Hamilton has happened, millions of times in different forms throughout the course of man. So that's why we try to focus on the youth. That's why, because we can't save the world, and I always try to think I can. So at least we can try and help steer, them away from certain things like that, and help them try and like look at the bigger picture, because it's a very messed up situation. But at the end of the day, it's like this world keeps moving forward, so we have to keep thinking forward.
Sam, what about for you? Like, you've kind of been the first one to gain like some notoriety outside of the city. What's that been like for you? Like, do you feel free to do yourself, even though you do have this scrutiny and this attention on like a bigger stage?
You know, as of late, I've really been the most confident, fearless places I've ever been. Even with all these, you know, quote pressures or whatever I may deal with, just kind of being in the limelight, it doesn't really affect me because it feels like we're all in the limelight together. Nan is still such a baby seed, but it's gonna grow into something very wild. It's gonna be very iconic and it's gonna stretch far.
Perfect, bitch, I know. All these list of flaws, all the ceiling for the growth. Bitch, I'm breaking down all those walls with the oath that I will make the cause, fix the problem with the toast. Champagne glasses broken as the ground begins to shimmer. Frequent flyer miles are no longer for beginners, and you can see it clearly even if the lights get dimmer. Make a redemption song, showing up pretending to lose your soul.